Hello there, YouTubers. Thanks for tuning in. Today is the 19th of January, 1941. 2021. We're going to look at Angela Merkel in Germany bringing back concentration camps. That's right, Angela Merkel wants to put people who don't follow the COVID guidelines or the COVID restrictions or COVID quarantine laws into concentration camps. So let's have a look at some newspaper articles that cover this. So, I know it's an overused phrase, but I totally feel like we live in clown world. Things are getting worse and worse. You can't tell me for 1 minute that this COVID restrictions and all this other crap that they've got going on isn't about control. This is clearly about control. Merkel, the Führer of Germany, is going to put you in a camp if you don't obey the rules, if you don't play by their laws. Why should we accept that as a people? In general, like, why on earth should we accept that? Now, I know Germany's a bit of a strange place. It's very authoritarian generally, and the people there follow the rules closely and stuff. I know that because I grew up in Germany. I lived there till I was 11, and a lot of Germans are likely to be fully behind this and be cheering along with it, you know, and more than happy to follow whatever rules Führer Merkel has coming out. They just, honestly, these people drive me nuts. It's been a while since I've made a new video, and we're as you will no doubt know, we're back in lockdown. We're still in lockdown. It's been a few weeks now since we're back in. It's driving me nuts, to be honest. COVID, I've had COVID. Well, I tested positive for what they say is COVID. I was ill for a couple of weeks. It wasn't horrendous, but like the measures that have been put in place are absolutely disproportionate. I just find that the whole situation is just completely crackers. Like lots of people I've had enough. I'm sure other people have. I think it's time to stop obeying these rules. I think it's time to stop playing along with this bullshit about like what's basically a friggin' cold for most people who are going to get this. You've got like a 99.6% survival rate if you contract COVID. So for the sake of those few people who are going to die, which is sad, I mean, is all this worth it? Do you think it's worth it? I don't think so, but I mean, there's plenty of people out there who do. All you have to do is log on to one of these propaganda BBC posts on Facebook or somewhere like that, you know, and you'll see all the idiots commenting on it. Oh yes, we need more lockdowns, but it needs to be more of a lockdown. But anyway, back to this thing in Germany. You imagine being put in a camp for what? For not following the rules? For not being quarantined, for not having your rights taken away. I just don't know. It seems crazy to me that and it's even crazier that the country that brought us concentration camps back in the 40s and 30s or whatever, you know, that they would be the ones to implement this. I mean, is that not crazy that Merkel would be there pushing this crap, pushing this bullshit agenda? This authoritarian power grab which has happened here under the guise of COVID. They've weaponized COVID to kind of bring about this authoritarianism that's creeping into all countries at the moment. Certainly European countries. I mean, I don't know much about Africa and that. I don't know if they even care over there, and in Asia is a little bit authoritarian anyway. And America's got some other problems at the moment, haven't they, with Trump and Biden and insurrection and whatnot. But I do definitely feel like this authoritarianism creeping in, and too many people are getting behind it and are kind of asking for more. Like, oh, the lockdowns don't do enough. We need more. The rules need to be tightened up, or it should be made mandatory that you have to wear a mask outside. Yeah, it should be made mandatory that you go whatever. It's just a total piss take. So like you can't even go to the supermarket now. Like, so I can't go to the supermarket with my wife, for example, or my wife and my son, because you should be shopping by yourself. Why? Why should I be shopping by myself? Like, piss off, you fucking cunts. But yeah. It's definitely starting to get to us. I haven't done a video for a while. I've been really busy actually, and I've had a bad back and been in lockdown. But I mostly haven't done a video because I just didn't want to talk about COVID, and that's all that seems to be happening at the minute. Just COVID, and there's just there's nothing else really to go on. But Merkel's introducing like almost sort of like one of these articles says here. It's like East Germany in the Cold War, you know, like you had the Stasi and informing on your neighbours and locking people away who didn't follow the right think. You know, if you were guilty of wrong think, you'd be put in a camp, into a prison or a camp or whatever you want to call it, and corrected, I guess is the way to put it, till you think right, which is to say, think the way you're supposed to think the way the government wants you to think, and the system, the way the system wants you to think. I'm not happy with it. Surely other people aren't happy with it. I genuinely feel like it's time to stop obeying the bullshit. But what can I do? I'm just some guy on YouTube with like less than 100 subscribers, for God's sake. But it would be nice if people stopped following the bullshit. If people stopped following the rules, just stop obeying. It's a pile of crap. They're talking about hospitals are full. Bullshit. Hospitals aren't full. There's 165,000 hospital beds in the UK, and approximately 23,000 of them are occupied at the moment. Just go on the ONS website, it's there for you. I'm not digging it out. Go on there and look at it, right? There are 23,000 beds occupied, approximately. I mean, that's not the exact figure, obviously. And there are 165,000 beds in the UK. The reason they're saying the hospitals are at capacity is because the NHS is so wound up in red tape and bullshit that their staff are having to self-isolate, they're having to go home. There has to be such a staff ratio per patient and things like that. That's why if you watch these BBC propaganda videos, you'll see there's like 10 staff members around one bed, and then in the background you can see empty beds all over the place. And I do know what I'm talking about with the NHS, because I used to work for the NHS for quite a while. The NHS is wound up in management procedures, it's obsessed with ticking boxes, and it's wall-to-wall red tape in the NHS. I won't go on about the NHS. This is supposed to be a video about these camps in Germany, but as usual, I've gone on a bit of a tangent. But yeah, so these camps in Germany, if you think the camps in Germany are a good idea, make yourself known in the comments. I'd like to speak to you. I'd like to see why you think that's like appropriate, that you think that is a good like a good measure that the German government is putting in there. Do you think it is? I don't think it is, as you can guess, obviously, as I've mentioned. But this shouldn't be happening. We're supposed to be like living in enlightened times, living in the modern world. You know, it's not the 40s. There should be there's rules in place for things like this, that all these governments are just pissing all over. They're pissing all over your human rights. Like, I don't want to come across like some human rights nut, but like, you do have freedom to expression up to a point, but that's slowly being eroded, and I dread to think where this is all headed. It definitely feels like a slippery slope into authoritarianism, and it's quite frightening, really. And if you're not concerned by it, maybe you should be. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.